All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today. We could, until everybody gets situated, we'll take questions one at a time, please. Please make sure I'm giving you permission to speak. Thanks, Mark. We're going to start right here. You.
I have a question for Andrew.
Hi.
There's a lot of speculation and rumors about PC's past after Spider-Man was made. And I'm curious to know, how long did you have to wait when it got word that you got the card and told them to now? And the second question is the one that I wanted to answer. And you're a fan of the comic book that you said in a lot of interviews. If you could walk around anonymously if you're a comic what would you like to check out?
First question was how long did I know before it was announced? It's 30 minutes. I think it was about 30 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. These guys organised a pretty terrifying ruse. I was in Cancun at the Sony press junket and for the Social Network, and I was waiting to hear about whether or not I would be able to fulfill a childhood dream, which wasn't annoying at all to be waiting for that knowledge. I was surrounded by people who knew, probably, and I was reading every single eyebrow twitch or lip curl that might have given away whether or not I got the role, and everyone was being incredibly poker-faced. And at the end of a press day of talking about the Social Network, Amy Pascal's assistant came and got me from the room I was in. You got that? Okay, can we start again? and he said, hey, Stoneface. He was like, oh, Amy wants to quickly have a word with you up in her suite. And I was like, oh, okay, fine. She's going to let me down easy, and that's really sweet of her. She's going to tell me personally that I didn't get the role. That's incredibly lovely. So I went up, and then I walked into her room, and there was a flip camera, a little flip video camera set up on a cord on the door as I came in. But the person that answered the door was Mark Webb. And at that point, I was like, okay, well, this is going to be the most defining experience of my life and a kind of turning point. And there was champagne, and there was sweetness, and there was lots of love in that room, and I'll never forget it. And they really gave me a really special thing to tell my grandkids. And then we went down the back of the hotel we were at, through the kitchen, where everyone was very confused because I was being treated like Elvis, but I looked like a skinny little spider monkey. And everyone was pretty, like, baffled by who I was, because I looked like a member of the staff. And then we became the sweet guys, and I was grinning very nervously, and then we shot the film.
All right, right here.
The next day.
So being a comics fan, Spider-Man, there are many different incarnations. Growing up, what was your favorite incarnation, and who's your favorite Spider-Man villain?
Me? Yeah. I love the majority of the incarnations, all of the incarnations. The Tall series is one of my favorites, and the Fallen series was one of my favorites. I love the Ultimates. I only got into the Ultimates during doing research for the film, but that was a really great source of how I wanted Spidey's body to look. I love the artwork and how lithe and skinny he was, because I'm skinny. I don't know if you can see, but I am skinny. And I love the idea of a skinny teenage kid beating the crap out of huge guys. That's always been a dream of mine, but I wanted to personally fulfill, and what better way to do it and give other skinny kids in the audience that sense of achievement as well.
And who was your favorite villain?
Gosh, it's impossible to say a favorite.
All right, I think we'll move on in the back.
We released it a little bit earlier than we probably would have, but it was just, we wanted people to have a quality version of it online rather than, a taped version from the back of the theater. But other than that, no, it's just trying to stick to our plans.
Right here, Fred.
Mark, first I want to thank you for 500 Days of Summer and helping me get through 500 Days of Diane. How much fun with the romantic theater and when?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was romance. That's one of the things that has made Spider-Man, I think, really unique in terms of the comics. Is there is a real sort of tender romantic quality to it, and certainly that's something that's always fascinated me about cinema is good romance, and that was something that was really fun to explore. With it. Andrew and Emma have done such great work on screen. I mean, we just finished shooting, and I'm having so much fun putting together the scenes with Andrew and Emma. There's such tenderness and honesty in that, and that's one of the reasons that I wanted to make the film is to explore that very important part of the Spider-Man mythology. So yes, you'll expect great things from them.
Well, maybe don't expect.
Well, come on, it's a.
Expect to feel free.
On the end.
Tell me a little bit about the first time you saw each other in costume, what that was like. I'm sure it was an overwhelming sense of like, whoa.
Well, we did like that camera test thing, right? That was it, right?
Yeah, it was. I walked in and he was in the full Spider-Man suit,
Scratching my ass.
scratching his ass, which was great. Just to break that up. But I went in and I needed to stand next to him in the camera test, and I think I really inappropriately just started touching you. Like, he's like, stop touching me. And I said, you have to realize that everyone is in the room with Spider-Man. This isn't just about you. Everyone is around Spider-Man right now.
It had nothing to do with me.
It had nothing to do with you at all. So it was pretty incredible to see him in costume for the first time because you couldn't see his face, you just saw Spider-Man.
She was also wearing a Spider-Man costume.
Isn't that funny? Isn't that weird?
I
It's such a small world.
I did not want to go anywhere near her because I was like, I thought I was Spider-Man. I felt threatened, and then no, she wasn't really doing that. Yeah, I mean, like Emma's natural hair color is blonde, but I had never seen her as a blonde, and that was interesting, I guess. You know, it suits you, I think, and so does the neither here nor there. Right?
Emma, you played a love interest in this movie, but if you took the superhero lead, is there like a superheroine franchise you'd like to take on for yourself?
Oh boy, that would I don't know if I could be a superhero. To be honest with you, I mean, I'd love to say yes. There's 12 I can name, but I don't know if I'm your girl. If you're looking for a superhero,
Right here on the end, right here.
This is directed at everybody / anybody. What made you know that this was something worth doing as far as taking another different track at the franchise because everybody loved the first one so much? What in your gut made you say this is going to work?
Avi, we'll start with you.
Yes, as most of you are aware, we started on our way to do another movie. And our director and cast and us realized that it wasn't enough newness. There was more new story to tell. As we started discussing this movie, what we want to make, we knew that we need to find the stories that were not told before, and we needed to find a director who would have his own style, and through his style, the movie would look different, feel different, because directors had to put their own vision on the screen. So we had a better origin in some ways, because we are dealing with something people care about, not knowing who their parents are, lost parents, not knowing who they are, and why they're not here. Then we have probably the greatest love story in Marvel, which is Gwen Stacy. The relationship between Gwen and her father, again, and we have this, we're not supposed to talk about him, and he's a villain. So no one knows who's a villain, right? It's a secret, okay. But the only thing that stayed the same and made us go and make the movie is the spirit of Peter Parker, of what he's about. But how would he behave in this day and age? How would a kid like him in high school react to things? So you'll see again. I'll let Mark get into what is the vision from Peter Parker, and we just loved what it was. We were able to convince Mark to take a shot at it. This is, scary stuff, and we're very proud of what we have.
Yeah, I think that I think Spider-Man is a part of our culture. He's a perennial character. It's something that's he's constantly re-examined, and there's so many versions of it in the comics. It was something that I thought we could do cinematically. And he belongs on the big screen, and it was there's just so much fantastic material that comes from the comics, whether it is Gwen Stacy, the Lizard, and Dr. Kirk Connors. His relationship with Kirk Connors, who's this both mentor and adversary, I think is a really beautiful and interesting and exciting, exhilarating story. And there was just I remember I was thinking about it, and I was a little skeptical at first. I was like, because you feel the presence of those in the movie in a certain way, but it's just kept me up at night. Like that dream, we all feel this incredible sense of responsibility, but how could I walk away from this? What an opportunity! What better cinematic character is there than Spider-Man? He's not fascinating. It was exhilarating. It was just so much fun. Total joy.
Emma.